Question number 3, Sue Moroney.
Thank you. Mr Speaker, my question is to the Chairperson of the Government Administration Committee. How many submissions were received on the Parental Leave and Employment Protection 6 months paid leave amendment bill?
Honourable
Mr. Speaker.
Dyson.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Submissions on the Parental Leave and Employment Protection 6 months paid leave amendment bill opened on the 1st of August 2012 and submissions on that bill closed on the 5th of October 2012. At the first meeting after this date, the committee were advised that the bill had attracted a total of 2,710 submissions. Now, Mr. Speaker, that may seem like a large number, but the member in whose name the bill is sponsored indicated to the committee that her understanding was that the number was lower than it should have been.
Order. The member has satisfactorily addressed the question with the answer. Order. Further. But I'm inviting the member and all other members who have questions to answer today to look carefully at Standing Order 383. That question asked for the number of submissions that have been received. That number was given by the member as 2,700. Well, the member does the member want to? Am I wrong in saying that? Oh, well, then I will certainly hear from the Honourable Ruth Dyson.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. And the reason that I am saying that is because it is a very unusual situation in relation to the number of submitters that we originally were told were received and the final answer to the question.
If the member would concisely summarise that for the benefit of the House, I'd be appreciative.
I'll try my best, Mr. Speaker. The member in whose name the bill is sponsored challenged that number of submissions and then went back to an umbrella organisation called 26 for Babies. As a result of those inquiries with that organisation, which is set up to support the bill, it was discovered that a large number of submissions, which were sent through the 26 for Babies website to the committee, did not actually arrive on the committee's website. The committee resolved at a later meeting that it had been demonstrated that these submissions had been sent by the due date but were not received through no fault of the submitters, and that we would therefore accept them as being received by the due date. Mr. Speaker, an investigation into the reason for that has been instigated.
Order. This answer is now miles too long, and I warn all other members that are going to be answering questions, they are adhered to the standing orders. Is there a supplementary? Point of order, Honourable Chris Hipkins.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I certainly accept, in this particular case, that was a particularly long answer. However, earlier in question time today, in answer to questions put forward by Phil Twyford, the Honourable Dr Nick Smith put forward a very, very long answer cataloguing a wide range of different variables in relation to the primary question. And in fact, when we raised the point of order with you suggesting that we actually just wanted the answer to the question, you in fact allowed him to continue giving that answer. And I just want to be sure that we're going to have a consistent standard here. Ruth Dyson was, I accept that it was a long answer.
Order.
She was
I've heard enough from the member. If the member is now accusing me of being inconsistent, I will take that very seriously indeed. Supplementary question, Sue Moroney.
Point of order. Point of order, Mr. Speaker.
A point of order, Sue Moroney.
Look, Mr. Speaker, I do have a supplementary question, but in order to ask my supplementary question, I need the answer to my question. It wasn't answered. The number
If the member wants to ask a supplementary, I will give her one further chance, otherwise we're moving to the next question.
Well, Mr. Speaker, a supplementary question to the Chairperson of the Government Administration Committee. What was the final number of submissions received then by the committee, given her previous answer, and how many of those
That's quite a sufficient supplementary question. What was the... Again, I warn the member,
Speaker,
that if it's a satisfactory and fresh point of order, that's not
it's an absolutely new point of order, Mr. Speaker.
I listen to it with interest.
Mr. Speaker, members have the right to ask supplementary questions with two legs. That's a standard process, and it applies both to these members...
Order. I need no further advice. I have received advice. Supplementary questions should have only one leg. Now, the member has asked a supplementary. Would the Honourable Ruth Dyson please answer that question?
Mr. Speaker, I certainly will. There were no submitters out of the total who were opposed to the bill. There were 7 who proposed changes or delay in the implementation of the legislation, which is 0.183% of the total submissions, which were 126 unique submissions and 3,683 form submissions.
Question number. Point of order, Chris Higgins.
I just want to seek clarification for you, Mr Speaker. With relation to your last ruling, is that only in relation to supplementary questions to members, or does that also apply to supplementary questions to ministers?
It's a general rule. I refer the member to Speaker's ruling 1694. A supplementary question should contain only one question. Question number 4, the Honourable Trevor Mallard.
Mr Speaker, my question is to the